A rising star who won historic gold medals at the Chess Olympiad and has now been honored with one of India's top sporting awards. It's a pleasure to welcome Vantika Agarwal, a member of India's golden generation of chess. Vantika, thanks for speaking to WION.
Thank you so much for inviting me here.
First of all, congratulations on receiving the prestigious Arjuna Award. We can see the trophy right beside you. What does this recognition mean to you, both personally and professionally?
It is such a big honor. Personally, I feel so glad, when you are playing for the nation and winning so many medals. So it feels so good and such a proud moment for me to, receive Arjuna Award from the president. Yeah. I I mean I don't even have words to express, how I'm feeling right now.
Winning such a significant national honor is a fantastic way to start the year. What are your primary goals for 2025?
Yeah, so in chess specifically, I want to first of all continue winning more and more medals for India, and I want to achieve my grandmaster title and also like cross 2500 and reach top 10 women in the world. So I think that is going to be my aim for this year.
We wish you achieve all of those goals. You also delivered a historic performance at the Chess Olympiad, securing both individual and team gold. Competing against the best in the world, how did that experience feel and what was going through your mind during those crucial moments?
Yeah, I think during that time I was just thinking, I have to play well and not think about the result or the pressure that so many people are following my games. I think that time I just thought, I'm playing for India. I mean, I have to play well and, perform. So I was not, feeling worried or anything. I mean, of course, there was a bit of nervousness and all going towards the end, I mean, last two, three games. But yeah, I was trying to, control not be stressed at all and yeah, just focus on the game.
Okay, staying with the Olympiad, your team's camaraderie was evident, especially the viral video of you all lifting the trophy. How strong is the bond within the team? And we also want to know what were the celebrations like after your victory?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the bond between the team is pretty good. And after we won the prize, all of us were so delighted, so amazed. And then, we planned this, and then Gukesh, I don't know who exactly came up. I think it was either Tanya or Prag who came up with this idea of, dance. And then Gukesh and Tanya danced, and we like lifted the trophy. It was such a wonderful moment. And then after that it was already, we were taking pictures and all, and after that it was already 12 or something, and then none of the restaurants were open, so we went to a pizza restaurant and we all had, that was our dinner. And then I think that night none of us could even sleep, so we had the flight the next morning. And I mean, before that we even made a reel, all our women's team, we made a nice reel.
Okay, that sounds super fun. This is certainly India's golden generation of chess. After the Olympiad, Gukesh clinched the World Championship title. Do you believe there's a possibility of him having an Indian challenger in 2026?
Yeah, for sure. I think there are a lot of strong Indian contenders like Arjun, Prag, Vidit. So I think he could, yeah, easily get in. There could be Indian match.
Your chess journey is truly remarkable. I'm being told that you were interested in karate and music before focusing on chess. When did you decide to pursue chess professionally?
So when I started playing chess, before that I was into a lot of activities like karate, music, art, and I mean whatever you could think of, I was doing that. I was playing piano also, skating and so on. But when I started chess, the first tournament I played, in that itself, I started winning a prize. And I mean after that, every tournament I played, I was winning some or the other prize. I won state, national, Asian, world, Commonwealth. So I think like when I started performing well, I mean I also had got more and more interested in chess, and others just took a back seat. I think I still like. I mean, I was doing them as a hobby, like art and all, but yeah, I think main focus was obviously chess, and I started pursuing chess professionally.
Okay, so every top player has someone they look up to. Which chess player has inspired you the most And what qualities do you admire in them?
I think I'm inspired by both Vishy Anand sir and Magnus Carlsen. Anand sir, when I started playing chess, all I knew was Anand sir's name, 5 times world champion, winning. That time I started in like 2010, 11. That time Anand sir was ruling, he had beaten Topalov, Gelfand, and Kramnik. So I mean, it was just amazing looking up to him, learning from him, and then eventually I started following my. I felt that my style of play was pretty similar to Magnus Carlsen, so I started admiring his games, his positional style, and how he squeezes end game and from equal positions winning games. So I think I started admiring both the style, like Anand, aggressive, attacking, and like that, and Magnus a bit, solid, positional, slowly outplaying his opponents. So I think I learned a lot from both of my role models.
Definitely, Carlsen is widely regarded as the modern GOAT, but he also has a maverick personality. What's your take on the dress code controversy that occurred during the World Rapid Championship?
Yeah, I mean, jeans, of course, it's in official tournaments, we shouldn't wear like jeans and all, but also I think that after 3 rounds, I mean, that same day he was asked by the arbiter to change and come. And because I was also playing there, I knew that I mean, the hotel and venue is not very near. Even if it's like very near, there's not enough time to go back, change, and come back before the rounds because in rapid like one after the other you have barely like 10-15 minutes, and if your game finishes late then even I mean not even that much time. So I think it was a bit unfair that he was asked to change immediately, and that if he didn't change like he was not paid from the event. So I think I mean the fine should be imposed, but the rules should be a bit flexible so that a player doesn't lose a match or a game just because his dress code was not right. I think he could have been given a chance, to change and come the next day.
That was quite a tournament in New York. For the first time in chess history, the title was shared with Carlsen and Jan Nepomniachtchi being declared joint World Blitz champions. This caused a division in the chess community. What's your opinion on this situation?
I mean, firstly, I mean, when I heard of it, it looked I was very surprised, and that how can there be two world champions? But then I mean, I eventually accepted it because, both of them, they played, I mean, they won against so many other players, first qualified in that knockout, won against so many players. And I mean, of course, if there was like according to the rules, there has to be like three match of 3-2 and death match, like whoever loses it will the match would be decided. But if there's a draw, like if they keep drawing the games, there won't be like any decision. So I think, I mean, if there was, let's say, a Armageddon match, then it would have been easier to decide. But yeah, I mean, still I think I'm fine with it. I think it is acceptable. Both of them played well, and yeah, I think they both deserve to be champions. I think it was fine. A bit surprising, but yeah, I think I accept it.
Thank you, Vantika, for your candid insights. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. Thank you.